Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to share with you one simple trick which will help you to get your first KDP sale fast. So in case if this interests you, make sure that you watch the video till the end, and in case if you're new to this channel, it would be great if you would hit that subscribe button. So let's get started and I'll see you on the other side of the video. Alright, so getting your first KDP sale is very important. And as a KDP beginner, sometimes we wonder that how we get our first KDP sale fast, and that too organically without any ads. Yes, and that is something that we are going to take a look in this video. If you are a KDP seasoned professional, then you must be knowing about this particular trick. But as a beginner, when I came to know about this particular trick, I was pretty much happy, and this has actually helped me as well in order to get some of the sales for my book. So let's first understand what are the different types of sales that we can have. So the first one is organic. Organic sale is basically we publish our book and then we don't spend any money or any time on marketing, and we just hope that Amazon itself would provide us the sale. That is, people would come to Amazon, they will somehow see our book and then they'll purchase it. So that is organic sale. And next type of sale is you get the sales through Amazon ads. So that means we spend money on marketing, we spend money on having the Amazon ads so that our book is visible to uh, a larger audience, and then it increases the chances of getting sales. But in this video, we are going to take a look at how to get our first sale, and that too organically. Okay, that is without spending any money. How we can do that? Okay, so let's take a look at that. But before that, two important things that we need to understand in order to use this simple trick to get our KDP sale fast. So what are they? So the very first thing is that we have to understand the trend. Now we will actually understand how we need to focus on this point in order to understand the trend. But keep in mind, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to know about the trend. We need to understand the trend. And the second most important thing that we need to have is we need to have our book publishing timing right. Yes, this is very important in order to use the trick that I'm going to share in this video. That is, get your book publishing timing right. Now, these are the two main important points that we need to consider. Then now let's see both this point in action, and we'll see how to get our first KDP sale fast. Like how using these 2 points, we can kind of increase our probability of getting our first KDP sale fast. Okay, let me now switch over to the browser in another tab, and let's first go to Google Trend. Okay, so as we are in the October, and one of the most important holiday of Q4 is Halloween. So let's search for that. And in Google Trends, I'm putting Halloween. And over here, I'm selecting worldwide. And let's take a look at the data for past 5 years. Okay, so if we observe it over here, we can see that there is a spike that is happening for the search term Halloween. So that means it is in for a specific duration, there is a kind of a high increase in the search volume of the term Halloween. So this is the consistent pattern that we can see for past 5 years. So let's just narrow it down and let's take a look at this result for say past 3 years. Okay. And over here, we can see that for 19, 20, and 21, so this is the trend. So here you can see that for 21, the trend has got started. Let's even drill it down further in order to actually see how we can make the best use of this trend. So what I'm going to do over here is that let me search for, make it 2020. We'll take a look at this for 2020. And what I'll do, say for example, from 10th of October, okay, and we want to see the data up to 5th of November, okay, because Halloween comes around 31st of October. So over here, you can see that the trend is something that whenever the Halloween is very nearby, the trend is kind of taking going up, and there are lot many people who are searching for Halloween. So this is what we'll be trying to make the best use, and we'll try to increase our probability of getting our first sale. Okay, so trend part is pretty much clear. I hope you got the point. So generally when Halloween is coming by, so people are searching more about that. Now let's see how we can kind of use this trend in order to get our sales fast for our first sale. So let's go to Amazon. Okay. And the another point that I mentioned was we have to get our book publishing timing right. So what is something that we have to do is that, as we have seen in this trend, that probably in the last week or the week before the Halloween, people are searching more. So what we should target is our book would be published and would be available in that specific week, that is a week before Halloween, right? And let's see how it kind of helps us to have our first KDP sale and having our chances of having more sales using that. So I'll show you how it works over here on Amazon. Let's search for Halloween. Okay, let me search for some other book. My first Halloween coloring book. Okay, so here is what we can see. So this is having a search result of 5,000. So that means the competition is very high. Okay, so even if the competition is very high, but with the trick that we are going to see over here, the 2 points that we have taken into consideration, that is understanding the trend and keeping the book publishing timing right, we can even do well for the book niche, which is in high competition as well. And 5,000 is a pretty much high competition. So having your book publishing timing right would help us to ensure that we are listing our book on the first page whenever someone is searching. Now, how does that work? So Amazon by default, what it does is that for any specific keyword, right? If you have published a new book, so for certain duration, Amazon keeps that book on the first page, either first or second. If the book is newly published, then Amazon itself is kind of provide us an opportunity to listing it on the initial pages so that it increases our chances of getting our first sale. And to prove that, let's take a look at the search result of this page. So over here, we can see that these are sponsored ones, we'll ignore that. See, this one was published on 2019 August, but as it has got some sales, then definitely it will be ranking over here. But we need to find some books, right, which has not got any sales, and those have been published recently. So over here, if you can see that this book was just published on 29th of September, that is a week before, but still it is listing over here on the first page. Yes, and then let's see if there are a few more books. Yeah, this one was on 28, but it has got some sales, so definitely it would list it over here. Then we can see many books, those were published on in the month of September. And here comes another one, which was published just few days, that is 6th of October, and it is listing over here. So that means Amazon itself is kind of providing us an opportunity by listing it over here on the first page, even if it is a very high competition book. This one is another one that was published on October 7th. Okay, so that means whenever a book is published and it is new, Amazon is kind of listing it on the first page. So this is how our trick is going to work. Okay, we have understood the trend. So that means we know that in the last week of Halloween, that is a week before Halloween, people are searching more about it. So if we get our book publishing timing right, and if a book is getting on the shelf of Amazon during that particular week, right? So that means people would be able to see our book on first page, and as people would be buying more in that duration, so it increases the probability of getting our first sale. And I also have used this specific trick during Father's Day when I started new, and I was able to make a few sales using this trick, and it worked for me. So this trick is something that, considering the major holidays, considering the major time, whenever we see that there is something is in trend, so we can use this specific trick. And of course, this will help us to get the book listed, but certainly there are multiple factors that affect is how is your book cover, how is your book title and description that you have provided, and how is the overall quality. So these are the three main important points apart from having the book listing on the first page that makes your sale of the book a bit faster. But yes, definitely, if we understand the trend and if we publish the book in the right time, then definitely we can have our first sale sooner in comparison to having the having make the use of ads and then reaching it to wider audience. But this is a completely free trick with which we can have our first sale faster. So this was basically it, and I hope that this trick is something that you can probably use and see whether it works for you or not. It has worked for me in some instances. So you can give it a try, and if it works for you, then do let me know in the comment section that whether this trick worked for you or not. And even if it doesn't work, but it still is a good idea to have the book listed on first page, so that when people are searching it more during that season, during that specific time, then definitely we have a higher probability to get our sales fast. So yeah, this was basically it. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, give a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, do give a dislike on this video, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to read that. And in case if you're meeting for the first time, do hit the subscribe button and hit that bell notification as well, so any new video that I'm uploading, so you get the notification about that. And with that said, I would like to conclude on this video, and thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. I'll see you in the next video.